Peace, family. This is King Messiah. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We are on our way to 10,000 subscribers, and your subscription truly helps. Besides, it's free. Now, today we're going to be talking about the Royal Caribbean cruise passenger, Michael Virgil, who expired December 13th, 1 hour after being detained by security for allegedly assaulting crew members on the Navigator of the Seas. So we want to send our condolences to the family of Michael Virgil, and it's important to note that his family stated that he has never acted like this before, and they were completely surprised by this change of character. Like, you got to understand, Michael was on the cruise ship with his young child and his wife. Let's get back to the video. So Michael was about 35 years old. It was supposed to be a fun time on a cruise ship. You know, there were water slides, there were hot water jacuzzis, and there was even an escape room all on this cruise ship. But an hour after landing, people say he was drinking or he got drunk, and this entire ordeal began. So witnesses reported that Michael was drunk and that he was threatening passengers and crew members that he was going to delete them. Okay, one of the crew members was able to hide inside of a room. That is the same room where Michael is beating on the door trying to get to that crew member. In addition, it is reported that Michael was successful in injuring and hurting one of the crew members by physically assaulting and attacking that crew member. Let's get back to it. So they also said Michael was asking for forgiveness from God. You know, he repeatedly asked for forgiveness from God. And, you know, I think he was going through some type of episode, and we need to have better systems set up for people who have episodes, mental breakdowns in the middle of airports, cruises, and so forth. So shirtless and exhausted, Michael is surrounded by security. Reports state that they used some type of pepper spray or bear spray to restrain him. Once they got him down, they zip tied him. Then the family reported that they injected him with some type of sedating material. And an hour later, he was unalived. So let's talk about the sedative that the family has reported was injected into their loved one. And why isn't the cruise ship admitting that they injected this man with a sedative? I sense that there's a cover up. All right, working in the hospital, whenever there's a patient who is violent, who is a threat to staff and to themselves, the first thing or the top 3 medications that we will inject them with, we have Haldol. All right, Haldol is recommended, but you got to remember, if you're going to inject a patient with Haldol, usually they're going to order an EKG. Now, EKG is to monitor for any potential QT interview prolongation, and pretty much it's to monitor the heart rhythm, all right? That when you order an EKG before giving Haldol, it's to make sure that they don't have any irregular heartbeats or anything that can cause the patient to go into some type of cardiac arrest. So that's one thing that we will give them. Now, another medication that we'll inject them with is Zyprexa. Zyprexa also has an effect where it can be sedating, it can reduce your heart rate, it can affect your blood pressure. So you have to be very careful. The last one is Geodone. And, you know, usually Geodone is given for a patient who has a history of psych issues. So, you know, I don't know if it was Geodone. Of course, they should get an autopsy. The family should get an autopsy to see what was he injected with. Another thing we have to notice, when you look at the personnel that's surrounding Michael, there's no medical staff. It's all security. Security should not be injecting a patient with anything medical, any Haldol, any type of sedating material. That's not up for security. That is for the nurse, or it's for the doctor or a trained professional medical staff, because they will understand that his vitals should have been checked regularly. Whenever you are injecting a patient with a sedating medication, you want to check their vital signs around the clock. And within that first hour, especially 15 minutes after giving it to them, 10 minutes, you want to make sure that they are not going to tank on you. So I think the family definitely has a lawsuit. I think the family definitely, but it is interesting to see that the Royal Cruise is not admitting to injecting him. It's the family member who is reporting that he was injected with something. Lastly, when you look at the picture of Michael banging on the door, he's a very big guy. So if you're going to bear spray a man, if you're going to zip tie a man, if you're going to pile up on him with 5 different security officers, then you're going to inject him with a sedating material, not knowing his primary medical history, not knowing if he has heart issues. You don't know anything about him, but you're going to inject him with something. Ultimately, you are deleting him. Listen, I want you all to leave it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this? Okay, we are going to continue to grow this page. Our condolences to the family of Michael Irvin. We pray that they were righteous people, and we appreciate your support. We're out.